Greetings and good morning to each and every one of you. It is a wonderful Wednesday, and making it even more wonderful is the incredible generosity of Tony Piacente with 10 Culture Casino memberships. What a great way to start the day. My goodness. Look at all those gifties. Can't even do it this morning yet. It's too early. But it's not too early to get a bunch of green names out there, including Space Ghost and many others. So welcome to all the new Culturians. It's great to see you all. It's great to see Barry the Music Man. And look, the sore body is probably well earned for the $2 super chat here. Good morning, Culture Crew. Old body is hurting today. I've been there. I'm gonna be there again later today. I got work to do in the greenhouse so I can share it with all of you. And of course, our wonderful friend Mac, also known as Now It's Known. You can check out Mac on X and follow him over there on Twitter because, well, that's where a lot of us get a lot of great data and updates on stories that we cover. So check out Now It's Known over on X. It's a good follow. Good friend. Thanks for being here. We got another good friend of the channel, the lovely Ruby Hoove. I hope you're doing very well, dear, along with your husband. Haven't seen Hoove in a bit. Hope he's doing well, but thank you for Gifty. The Gifty. There we go. Getting closer. Almost there. And look at that. Another green name joins the crowd. And of course, Cole Hauser. Hurrah, my brother. Good to see you, my friend, with a $2 Canadian super duper chat. It says, yo, Culture. Yo, my friend. So, quick health update. I got an appointment Friday for installation of a heart monitor. So I'll be sharing that with you throughout the weekend, probably on X. I will probably post a lot of stuff on X over the course of this coming weekend. So follow me on X if you don't already. By the way, I am a blue check mark over there. And I just renewed my membership. Elon's not cheap, but much cheaper than StreamYard. StreamYard, you're cutting out a lot of streamers these days. People are a little frustrated with your exorbitant pricing and your lack of delivery of services. So watch out. That's no bueno. What else do we got going on? Let's see. We got stories. We got 17. We got 17 stories and all. 2 of them are bear stories. So for those of you sticking around to the end, you're going to get double bears today. Also, I'm going to say this about the BBC. They're lying, cheating, news outlet, if you want to call them that, but they're propagandists. And I think that the BBC is going to have a world of trouble on their hands. And finally, a quick shout out and thank you to the amazing Texas84 for 5 Culture Casino memberships. Thank you, Texas. Can't beat Texas. And look at all those names go green. Gifties are galore. Thanks again, Texas. All right, folks, let's get to some stories because, hey, it's time. 6 minutes starts now. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, wherever you are and whenever you're watching. Thanks for checking out the 6 Minute Daily. We have a lot to talk about, not a lot of time to do it in, and we're going to talk about, well, stuff in the UK. We'll start first with Channel 4, confirming that former Warner Brothers executive Priya Dogra is now the CEO. Talk about reusing things that may or may not last long. She left Warner Brothers for a reason, not just because of Netflix. But we're definitely going to be paying attention to what's happening at Channel 4 and whether or not they get corrupted in full like the BBC. Moving on from this story, we've got this one. CBS News is growing up. Massive changes over at CBS, and there will be massive changes at CNN. If you're paying attention to what Pro is letting out there, you're going to see some massive changes at CNN once Comcast has, disappeared from the equation along with Netflix and everybody else that was interested, including Tencent, which I don't believe any of you knew, was also interested in Warner Brothers Discovery. Warner Brothers Discovery and CNN If they fall under the leadership of Paramount, you're going to have Barry Weiss controlling another news organization and a change up of anchor like they do here with Tony Duckapil. And he's the latest of a parade of evening news anchors. That's right. Everybody is changing. We talked about one yesterday. We'll certainly talk about this one today. And Barry Weiss is leaving her mark very quickly on the news organization over there, which is a good thing. Netflix Warner Brothers deal questioned by Lindsay Doherty. I mean, actually, who cares what she says? But she wants to see the data to find out if that deal is pro-worker. No, it's not. It's anti-worker. It's anti-Hollywood, and it's anti-film. Which is why I don't think Zaslav's maneuver here to make more money is going to work out very well for him, because I think he's going to be in big trouble for trying to ignore a higher offer that's more valuable to the shareholder from Paramount and Skydance. But we'll see. We've got Blake Lively's day in court being delayed. She and Justin Baldoni are being told by the judge specifically, settle it. It ends with us should solve this bitter dispute, and Blake Lively should try not to undermine and acquire the rights to this particular property, which is all this lawsuit was about to begin with. She is a lying scumbag working with Ryan Reynolds, who I have to say I'm very disappointed in. We've got the drama trailer for Zendaya and Robert Pattinson being released, and if you want to see a mindless A24 comedy, a dark comedy at that, you can check out, well, this. I'm not sure you're going to be all that interested. I know I'm not. But at least you have two planks of wood in the same place at once, so they might be able to build a building. 28 years later, the pending flop that's showing up here in January have a lot of first reactions, and to be fair, they are not good. I'm going to tell you, Nia DaCosta isn't a good director at all, and you will see that on full display here. We've got, let's see, I already did that one. Let's see, that one, did that one. Let's do this one. Jon Stewart and Rachel Maddow are teaming up and among the honorees of the USC Annenberg's Walter Cronkite Political Journalism Awards, which means this is tainted in as many ways as you can possibly imagine. Controlled by Willow Bay, you know this is pure garbage. Speaking of pure garbage, I'm worried that the Odyssey might be exactly that. The release of a 6-minute prologue in theaters on 70mm IMAX screens might be intriguing, but is the film itself? I'm worried. We'll have to see. There's a lot of adjustments to history to make way for what is that called? Diversity. We've also got Disney tapping former COO Jeff Williams to join their board of directors, further tainting the company with a bunch of bad ideas. Federal Reserve is likely to cut rates, but this may just be one of the last two that we get to see. This is a very divided Fed, and it's causing Wall Street to not exactly drive itself upwards. We'll keep an eye on this throughout the day. Trump's speech on combating inflation, well, it got a chance for him to air grievances. These people over here at AP must not enjoy Festivus, but talking about immigrants from filthy countries seems to be his jam lately, and it inspires the troops. So I'm not sure this criticism's working for you, AP, but at least he's addressing the fact that people don't think things are affordable and they know where to point the finger. Canada's top envoy to the U.S. will resign before review of free trade agreement, and that isn't a good sign. I think we're going to see even more strife between the U.S. and Canada, and that doesn't work well for Canada. Paramount says China's Tencent withdrew from its Warner Brothers bid to avert national security issues, which would have been all over the place with China that involved in culture in the U.S. Cracker Barrel lowers their revenue forecast as traffic fails and falls after logo blow up and the fact that people just don't trust them anymore. And finally, we got a black bear rescued from a storm drain. You can see him right here, and the fact that they had to pull him out because he was stuck. No bueno. And finally, the last bear story of the day. Hundreds of robot wolves are protecting Japan from bear attacks. Yep, that's right. Robot wolves. I'm sure you're all very excited. about that. And with that, that's it for the 6 Minute Daily today. We've got so much going on. And for those of you who don't know, it seems to be Cynthia's birthday. So please wish Cynthia a happy birthday. I expect to see slices of cake and a whole bunch of other stuff over here in the chat. So we got some super dupers while we were up and running during the course of the show. So our friend Daniel Alpine is out there saying, still trying to be strong during this uncertainty. I'm telling you, my friend, we're going to be all right. We survived the 90s. And if you read the recent memo or you followed the recent story from Mr. Chatto, call me Chatto is a great follow, by the way. He got his hands on the memo from Katzenberg that Film Threat shared with the world just a few days ago. And he covered it in a little bit more depth and basically talking about the prescience of that memo to today's Hollywood. And it's still as right as it was then, now. And it's still kind of as important now as it was then. And I have a feeling that Hollywood's going to continue to do good and be good, just in smaller doses. I think we can rely on a 90s diet of films in the future, but certainly not things we got used to in the later 2000s. So is there still hope that the industry will heal? I believe so. Lord, give me strength, please, which is something I ask every single morning. Not only of the Lord, but my guardian angel and everything else that I can think of when I'm praying in the morning. We got another one here from Daniel saying, while I enjoy classic films and TV, my fear is that I'll suffer nostalgia depression because I miss how the industry used to be. What should I do to prevent that? Find good things made now. And there are some. Believe it or not just in the streaming services where you can find the occasional gem, but I think you're also going to find in modern television and in modern film the occasional wonder, something you'll wonder how this got made in Hollywood. And I think you're going to come up upon that sooner rather than later, with films that'll start showing up sometime in April this next year. As far as television goes, this is the beginning of another cycle, a new cycle in television. So there should be some gems that differentiate themselves here over the course of the next few months, which you can go back and then, if you choose, binge or watch in a relatively slower pace if you so choose. But like I said, I mean, there have been some that have shown up. I still think that um, the recent Game of Thrones prequel did pretty well, and I enjoyed that. There are a few other things that I enjoy out there. Hopefully, you can find a few, but I think you won't have to suffer from nostalgia so much. There are man, even a couple of things that come out of Netflix every once in a while that are good. Again, you're always wondering how this got made in the first place with the things that are good, because oftentimes they don't line up with the political garbage that most of these entities are made up of. And I think we're going to see less and less of that, considering that if the acquisition, the hostile takeover from Paramount for Warner Brothers Discovery actually officially happens, which I think there's a decent chance it will, um, I think that's going to be better than we think. I really do. That's saying a lot. The lovely Ruby Hoove wishes a happy birthday to Cynthia Carter. I hope Cynthia has an extraordinarily wonderful birthday, and I hope the rest of you are wishing her well as well. Whew, it is definitely a Wednesday. In 1 hour from right now, we've got an amazing morning magic coming your way. A little bit of, I guess, technically midday magic, and hopefully that will be enjoyable. But I don't have a lot more material for you today, unless you want to talk about just how much of a scumbag Candace Owens is. or something similar that, is more likely to be a political rant by yours truly tomorrow on the Thank You for Your Attention to This Matter podcast. So, yeah, so much going on out there. And it's good to see you all. Just saw Putin's cat show up. Again, check out Mac, otherwise known as Now It's Known. I think you'll be surprised. Very quality stuff over there. We've got Andy Masterson out there. I've been watching the 6 Minute Daily for 15 minutes and just got the notification for the show, which is weird because I basically had this thing ready to go and set to go an hour ago. So you should have got it right about a half an hour before the show started. So there's that. It's possible that I'm going to be joining Jed tomorrow doing a podcast of sorts, talking about the Game Awards. We'll see. I'm looking at my appointment schedule. I have basically got a fold up schedule tomorrow, but it might work out really well. And Brian and Cindy wish Cynthia a happy birthday. I hope the rest of you do as well. Texas says, I'm enjoying Tracker on Paramount Plus. A lot of people are. Look, I'm going to tell you right now, Landman is one of my favorite shows. That's on Paramount Plus. I'm also loving Tulsa King, Paramount Plus. These shows are coming out of one brilliant mind, Taylor Sheridan, and that brilliant mind's spreading around. So I think we'll be good. Let's see what else is happening. Fat Ellis is given an idea. Columbo, Mannix, and Peaky Blinders. There you go. 2 old ones and a new one. That's pretty good. What else is happening? King of Monsters is 10 minutes behind. Well, I hope you caught up, my friend. And yeah, I have been limiting, if you guys haven't noticed, my exposure and the amount of hours I spend doing this in consideration of my health and because Mexican Iron Man said I have to. So blame it, Mexican Iron Man. And let's see who else is out there. O.C. Dobbins is out there. Good to see you, my friend. Donovan is out there. We got Randall Orser out there. Many like me probably won't go back to Hollywood or only watch the occasional thing from them. I'm watching Korean dramas, etc. Well, that and Korean horror is pretty good. One I'm watching is My Girlfriend is the Man. That's interesting. It's good and funny. Well, I may have to check that out. Donovan said, I was on my morning walk, but didn't see the notification. Yeah, it's been weird. YouTube really isn't liking me a lot lately. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but you got to share the stream, share the dream, drive things the right way. Rumble actually likes me more these days than YouTube does. And YouTube is doing very poorly by creators, if you want to be honest about it. So let's see. I don't like the old meatball looking Sly. I understood. But like I said, Landman's very good. I've enjoyed that a lot. For All Mankind is something a lot of people have enjoyed. John the Beagle Dad says, and he's right. A lot of people have enjoyed that. We've got some interesting things coming up in the future, like Hail Mary. The person that got me intrigued by that is actually Nerdrotic himself. We had a nice conversation not that long ago, well before this was coming out, and he's on the positive side of that one, or was. I'm not sure if he still is. So Bill Blum is out there saying, saw a notification flash on one instance, went to another live feed, came back to the first screen, and the notification was gone. Well, I'm glad you're here. That's a good thing. The lovely Penny is out there, SFX F314 Sabertooth Raptor. And Born in Boston. Great to see you. Pinky Blinders movie is out in March. Yeah. You know, it's funny because I'm looking forward to that, and I am not looking forward to Bone Temple Nia DaCosta's attempt to make a 28 Days film. Kind of worried about that. Not just kind of, definitely. I think it's going to suck. I think it's going to flop spectacularly. Yeah, I think that's out on January 12th. I wish I was still doing the regular show with Nate, because I could just imagine Mr. H and I arguing back and forth about that film. There you go. Yeah, not blame, thank Mexican Iron Dude. I do. I thank Mexican Iron Man all the time. His what do you call it? Mentorship has meant the world to me. So there's that. Da, da, da. Hey, you can watch Kamen Rider, because that's awesome too. Well, yeah, that's true. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Swift, otherwise known as Matt G, is in the house. Good to see you, my friend. And so many more of you. Today is my short day, so I'm not sure what all I'll be doing. But we've got a lot of stuff going on. Let's see. Toebox, funny as heck. And what else is happening? Lord Low Spec Linux Gaming is talking about streaming and losing his channel. I don't want you to lose your channel, brother. Why would they delete you? You're pretty awesome. Our good friend Robert's out there. Nice to see you with both my eyes. Well, I'm grateful that you can. I was worried not just about you, but Keep It Real Original is also struggling with vision issues right now. So I'm going to find myself in the same boat someday. So I may come on here with one eyeball tied behind my back, and we'll see how that works out. When is Mikey gonna host a member stream? I don't know. We should have him host a member stream. We should have him show up on a member stream. That'd be amazing. Georgia Peach is in the house. Great to see you, dear. Hope you're doing well. And I've been buying physical copies of old TV shows and, of course, older, better movies. Yeah, me too. I mean, the entire cabinet next to me, the top is all bookshelves. The bottom is all media shelves. So I've got layers of media, and I even have some old videotapes. So, VHS style. We got lots of folks in the chat. We're going to say thanks to and hi to here in just a second. But once again, a very happy birthday to Cynthia Carter out there. I hope your day is extraordinary and very special. Everybody should have a good birthday, and don't have a follow-up to your birthday like I did, which was an emergency trip to the hospital, which is not as much fun. Experience as I always get my notifications for your streams, Culture. That is good news, brother, and it's great to see you. Hope you're doing well. Who else is out there? YouTube gives tons of AI slop. This is a conversation that's happening on every channel now about just how driven by AI garbage the YouTube is, with the same AI voices and the subject matter and really weird new YouTube channel names that are getting preferential treatment over old creators. This is what YouTube is pushing for, and the guy that runs YouTube. And that's a shame, because it's destroying channels. Not to mention, you have to consider how many, 20 million channels got banned of actual people. It's not like they're banning the slop. That's everywhere. It's filling up my feed with garbage every day. So it is what it is. Our good friend Walter Tomaszewski is out there with a $5 generous Culture Casino gifty, saying, is it fair to say that Netflix Warner Brothers merger wouldn't have taken place if in 2018 AT&T wouldn't have merged with Time Warner to get their movies? Yeah. I think the AT&T acquisition of Warner, Time Warner, and was that 2018? I thought it was prior to that. But I think that everybody at one point in time, and this is a joke in our tight knit community here between Pro and Jonas, myself, and a few others, Paul Chatto, Midnight's Edge, Andre Tom. I mean, we all kind of have the same perspective. It seems that everybody at one point in time has owned Time Warner Brothers specifically. That's not untrue. You have to think about just how quickly all the mergers happened, Ted Turner's disaster, and more of these things happening, combining and recombining various media types all into one form or another. The premier elements of Warner Brothers under AT&T's leadership um, were maintained, but when it got converted to Warner Brothers Discovery, it got diminished substantially. The value of HBO was diminished. The fact that they changed the name diminished it substantially. Very strange. Very, very strange. So, yeah, your observation that um, had AT&T not done the reverse Morris Trust spin out of all of that stuff, you would not have what we've got now. I was not worried about the reverse Morris Trust spin out of Warner Brothers when their merger in that trust spin out to Discovery. But at the time, John Malone was a known quantity, and his Liberty Media was pursuing all the right goals. Somewhere in the last 4 years, his goals have changed. He's elected to step away from all of his companies and his company holdings and riding herd over them. That's kind of what we all do when we get older. We look towards somebody else to run things, and that's where we are now with Warner Brothers Discovery. It's not just that Zaslav is looking for a payday, but he certainly is, which would explain why fiduciary duty was ignored, and ultimately why yesterday's meeting was canceled with employees, the town hall. There's a lot going on the inside. I'm probably going to make a video about talking about this Warner Brothers deal, and what's actually going sideways. There's a lot of it. So we'll see. James Dosher in the house. Good to see you, my friend. For those of you who write, keep writing. We need you desperately. Writers are desperately needed right now. And I can't say it enough times. We need you. We need you badly. Speaking of which, Robert James drops a $2 super chat to say, hey, I'm going to be on Force of Light in 2 weeks. You should be. Force of Light, great channel. Go check out the girls and apparently Robert James and his great creations. I'm sure that'll be a lot of fun. The ladies are great hosts, so you should have a good time. Hopefully you guys are going to watch your movie, or at least they're going to give you a rating of your movie. I'm going to give you a rating right now. You ready? It's a lot of fun. You did a really good job outlining the struggles that people went through. I think some people will complain that the pacing on it's a little slow in points, but I think that's probably some of the harshest criticism you'll get. You really spent a lot of time making sure sets were dressed and story was served. And you can't say that about a lot of modern media. So I'll say more in the official review, but just thought I'd throw something at you. It's good to see you, though. Thanks for being here, man. Texas 84 says, I watched your Doomsday video. I just dropped that this morning. So, or technically, if you're a member, you probably have noticed that I'm releasing every video for channel members ahead of time. So if you're a channel member, if you've been gifted a membership or whatever, you should be getting, if you've got all notifications turned on, notifications in the evenings that I've dropped a video, which is available for early views, which is called Members First, I think. And you're welcome to watch what everybody else saw this morning, early in the morning. And I'll tell you, some of the stuff I'm getting out of some of these scoopers, pretty eye-opening. So if they follow the plan, which it looks like, based on all the images and everything else that I've collected with Doomsday, they're really trying to get rid of the MCU or all of the mistakes that were made post Endgame. So believe it or not, you should watch today's video just for that information alone. And also the code names, which seem obvious to me, but at the same time, kind of highlight the fact that they're going back to the old way of thinking, and not just the drive viewership by 50% female oriented stories, which are not what the MCU is about at all. Anyway, so there's that. Yeah, so it says, sounds like I don't have to watch the post-Endgame bologna sausage now. Well, I think you might be interested in the new movie Doomsday when it comes out, but I'm going to review that. I'm going to see a movie. That's going to be one I'll review, so you don't have to. If it's good, I'll let you know, and you can spend your money then. But I don't want you to waste your money on the future because first of all, you're giving Disney money. Why would you want to do that? And second, the MCU has been complete garbage. And I think that's what they're trying to get rid of. They're trying to get rid of the dalliance with the TVA and all the other stuff. So if you want to watch that video, I think you should. You should watch that right after you're done here today. Our lovely friend Angela Richter did a generosity and gifted a CultureCasino membership out there. So a gifty, and it actually went to our friend Kevin Apollo, who is doing stuff for his own self. And he and I will be hanging out here in the very near future. Luke is out there. Check out Luke. Issue 1 of his comic Encrypted is available for pre-order on his online store. So go check that out. Mods, if you can get to Luke's page, it has all of his information on there. And you can get people over to purchase his issue 1, which I think is important. I think we have to support creators who are creating great things. I often say that about Luke and Apex and many of our friends out there who are doing things, including Eric July, who I'm a huge supporter of, friend of. He even wears my hat occasionally, which I think is awesome. But yeah, do check out Luke's page. And, I didn't say Luke Cage because apparently that's the code name for Captain America, Chris Evans character, which you'll find out if you watch today's video, which I would suggest doing because it's actually pretty good. Oh, what else is happening out there? You guys are happening out there. Look at all these amazing beings. I am so blessed. So blessed. Jed says, I'm on the phone, so I can't really wish they would fix things on the phone app. Yeah, phone app's a little weak. So, and our friend Chef Eddie, what's up, buddy? Says, you need to stop by Toonie Talk TV sometime, Culture. I will. I'm actually going to have our friend Marvin over here on the channel, I think maybe even on Friday. If not Friday, then Monday. We're going to have to promote all the big changes coming over there to all the wonderful stuff that Marvin's doing. He's going to announce something big tonight, so you're going to want to be watching. Our good friend Fire Chief is late, busy making purple potatoes. Awesome. See, can't fault anybody making purple potatoes. They're doing something good. It's not often people can say positive things about starches. Again, these are natural starches, and they contain, just a boatload of antioxidants that are really good for you and also are good at building stem cells in your body, helping you regenerate things. Not a lot of things in the world that do that. Usually they break them down and you have things that are radicals. You have radicals trying to knock down the stability of your body, just like you have radicals in society trying to knock down the stability of society. Just think of them as little Democrats, going through your blood system, like trying to, cause cancerous tumors and stuff. So blueberries are excellent for you. This is so true. This is so true. And Putin's cat is on top of it. Speaking of on top of it, we have an extraordinary amount of generosity from our good friend, the very observant Archer Merchant, for 50 Culture Casino cash, otherwise known as 50. Yeah, I don't get to say that very. One, two, three. There we go. All right. Yeah, we lost audio for a minute there. All of a sudden it said, screw your device. I was like, thanks. Yeah. Thank you, Tom. Tom messaged me and said, you're muted. I fixed it. All right. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at this enormously generous super duper chat here from our friend Archer Merchant. Saying a little something as thanks because I may have benefited and read between the lines and gotten out of Warner Brothers at a high until they resolve all this. There you go. Thanks for being an honest pop culture influence and keep up the good fight. Maybe movies will be good again. Well, I have positive thoughts, and I do believe that if Paramount ends up in a position where they are the ones in charge of Warner Brothers and their catalog, I think we're going to end up with a competition again for making good things, which is a good thing. And thank you, Archer Merchant, for your financial contribution here. Blueberry muffins are great. Yeah, if you're going to carbo load, that's a good way to do it. Yeah, CC froze. You know what? It was weird. All of a sudden it said disconnected. And I'm like, I didn't disconnect anything. So, yeah. Boone's cat's like, great timing. Not so much. Everybody's like, anyway. So I'm back, right? Culture is caught in a time-traveling vortex. I bet Big Blue is behind it. Maybe, Chef Eddie. Maybe. I don't know what's going on. Audio's back. Thank you. We have to appreciate people like Irate Specialist who makes fun of me, does amazing memeage. It's like Putin's cat, Irate Specialist, and a few others. Core member. I mean, I can go through a list of y'all, but it's pretty impressive. Yesterday, Putin's cat made a very very fun bear hug. The dancing lizard. That was kind of fun. That Elvis wants me to know I'm 5x5. Please stand by. Yeah, for sure. All right. I heard that Mexican Iron Man sold his Disney stock and put everything into Netflix, so I'm sure it will. Sure, it will work out for them. I feel bad for Mike. He's not doing. I mean, look, I know. Probably some of his strategy is a little bit of when it comes to Disney and not taking a big L there. I think he probably dollar cost averaging, but I'd have to talk to him about it and see what his strategy is for getting out with. Because you don't take a loss till you sell. So I want him to get out with what he put in. So there's that. Just took the dog out and it warmed up outside. That's good. It's always good. Tender Warrior's in the house. Great to see you, Tender Warrior. Hope everything's going well. Snorty's here. What's going on? One Punch Man Tolkien fan is out there. Marjay McReady. Good to see you. Zen Wookie. Listening in the background as work is busy. Yeah. I've got a lot of lurkers. And you know what? Like Jay, I don't require a lurker tax, but some people will occasionally send a lurker tax, which is kind of fun. I love that concept. I mean, Epic might created a fun thing, in my opinion. But Tender Warrior created 10 fun things. That's right, for 10 CultureCasino memberships. That's right, 10 people were given a generous gift of seeing things first. Thank you, Tender Warrior. You are amazing. Look at all those green names. Amazing stuff. Thank you, Tender Warrior. Disney. I got Disney when Lucas sold for around $58. That's really good. That's really good. Considering that they're sitting over 100 right now. I think in the last couple of weeks, people have had a little bit of a pucker factor watching the yo-yo of Disney and fearing that it's going to go sub 100 again. So a lot of people have talked about it. But yeah, look at all those green names. Amazing stuff. Thank you, Tender Warrior. Randy Thodo's out there. Oh, our friend Quarterblack Garrett and Ryan Cannell both got a thumbs up from Santa because Santa Decides gave them a thumbs up. They're on the nice list. I think I should be on the nice list. I don't know. Maybe. According to Cuddly Cat Wings, which is such a great name, saying you need to push the hype button. There are good YouTube videos explaining how it works. It helps push CC's videos out. That's true. It's so very true. Speaking of hype and generosity and amazing things, this is ridiculously amazing. John Gibson, thank you, my friend. 100 casheroonies. This is crazy. What are you doing, John? Is this like a Christmas gift? Says, been traveling, so I missed your health scare. Well, yeah, I wish I'd missed it. I would have preferred not having it. Glad to see you back at it. Wishing you and yours a Merry Christmas. Well, thank you, my friend. You are always terribly generous. It's great to see you, John. And I hope your travels were fun. I hope it was well worth the opportunity to get out there. I always want people to see the world, see as much of the world as you can when you're younger. First of all, it's more fun. I got the opportunity to scuba dive, sports fish, and do a lot of things in wonderful places. Number one, that in a couple of instances I could never do again. Not because of health, but because that opportunity is no longer available. I have been in many places that are now closed. For example, I was within the altar room in Chichen Itza, in the Big Pyramid, which you can't even walk up the stairs there anymore. I've been a lot of places that no longer have access by the general public. So I'll just say, if you can travel, do. And I hope your travels were wonderful, John. And thank you for your generosity. I'm very serious about that. Man, look at all these great people showing up. We got the lovely Ms. Pick Cafe managing everything over there. Tom, otherwise known as Magnify, out there doing his level best along with Jill and many others. For those of you who carry a wrench, thank you for carrying that enormous burden. I really appreciate it. That includes Jed. Oh, and by the way, if you're not following on the Discord, you might want to. I'm going to start documenting some things over on the Discord as I get the gardening channel up and running. So you might want to be a Discord member as well. I love the green names, says Angela Richter. So do I. All names green. We have a lovely lady here that says that all the time. Look at these amazing humans. We are so blessed. Every day, I'm grateful for all of you. Let's see. What else? James Dodgers. I'm investing in coal. Oh, no. Ryan made the nice list. He did. Yep. Ryan Cannell, believe it or not. And it's funny because I'm going to tell you the boss thinks Ryan's one of the nicest young men on the planet. That's high praise, right? I think so. Anyway, the boss is a pretty good judge of character. Who else is out there in the world? Barry's going to go charge the phone. We'll be listening on the TV. Yeah, I love YouTube on the television. It really does keep it so that I can continue to do things around the house. I think that's good. According to Fire Chief, I've been there. Honeymoon with my wife 30 years ago. Mosquitoes were thick. It was great. Hey, it was incredible. And again, I mean, the arena there where they used to play the ball game with people's heads and stuff. There's a lot of interesting depictions of what would happen in that area. And the fact that, heads would be removed and rolled down the temple. There's a lot of interesting stuff. So you can definitely check that out. Our friend Commander Ed Straker of Shadow says, maybe Mexican Iron Man using Disney corpse stonks as a tax write-off. Distressed assets against his billions and billions of good stonks picks. Maybe. I mean, Mikey is, super rich, let's see who else out there. Did you see the Emerald tablet of Koth, the Atlantean in the pyramids? I saw all kinds of stuff up there. I actually may still, I know I have the pictures. Whether I still have access to them, I don't know. It was on one of my older phones, but there was a lot of stuff on display on the altar and behind the altar. That is a tiny little room, though. In fact, if you have claustrophobia, it's very claustrophobic in there. Even if you're one of, like, let's say maybe 6 people, it was pretty tight. It was really spooky. And then you felt like, ooh, I'm breathing like really gross air because it felt stifling in there. So there's that. Yeah, RK was irradiated in the Navy. Indeed. Yeah, a lot of nuclear Navy friends that I have, that were up in the command structure talk about strangeness. And almost all of them are bald. So not sure what that says, but yeah. Yeah, it does take quite a bit to get the computer going sometimes. It does. Breathing mummy air. That's kind of what it felt like. It was very strange. But again, I mean, that's just one of many places that I had a chance to visit that you can't anymore. There's a lot of stuff that they're really closing off ancient history. Have you guys noticed that? Especially in places where Nerdrotic just was. I mean, unless you're arranged for special tours and opportunities, and you have some liaisons to take care of some of those things, you don't get access to that stuff anymore. You just don't. Can't climb the pyramids, can't do about anything. Where are we redirecting to? Well, believe it or not, that Park Place in 25 minutes has a live stream starting with a little bit of midday magic. So keep that in mind. So who else is out there? We got Ms. Pig Cafe promoting the Discord over there on the Green Machine. Thank you for that. And I think we got somebody else doing it I think, in the regular chat. So do check that out. I like the Discord because I get to see pictures of your animals and bear stories and all kinds of stuff that you guys share. So thank you for that. Poonscat has some suggestions as to why we're not allowed into some of these places. Too many holes showing up, huh? Graham Hancock has been exposing them, so they are putting everything on lockdown. I think that's true, Chef Eddie. If you follow any of Graham's stuff, and especially when he's talking with somebody like Joe Rogan or somebody like that, I've been following all that's going on. They supposedly they're using AI to decrypt some of the stuff, whether it be the cuneiform tablets or any of the other things. So that's pretty wild. Thank you, Jill, for the redirection maneuver. I appreciate that. Yeah, man, you know what? Johnny Somali and all of these other people that I have nothing but disdain for really are ruining it. There's a certain positivity that can be said for IRL streamers, because I kind of consider myself partially an IRL streamer because I'm just talking to you, right? There's not a lot of creators out there that engage the chat directly. Most people react to super chats, and that's about it. But like I'm like, we actually have conversations here, which I love. So, and there are many of you who are incredibly generous, and I appreciate, obviously, Tender Warrior 68 and Archer Merchant and John Gibson and many other folks have been very, very generous today. And then we have the people who are just everyday generous that gift a membership every day, Ruby Hoove and many others, Angela Richter, and so on and so forth. So I'm very appreciative of that because it does allow me a certain level of IRL, and we can talk about what I've done in my life, like we just did, and some other things. So I like that. I'm not a person that goes out in the world and streams very often. When I do, it's usually some kind of an event. So what I'm trying to say is I appreciate you guys. You're an incredible audience, and I like what I do. But IRL streamers sometimes can be problems. I would consider Tim Pool an IRL streamer. In fact, I think that's what he calls. I think that's what it's called, Tim Pool IRL, one of the channels, and obviously his nighttime show. But what I like about the format, or this particular format, I get to give you the news. Obviously, the show's formatted around 6 minutes of entertainment news primarily. And just kind of a daily update for information. Beyond that, I get a chance to talk to you about what other things are going on. We get a chance to talk in depth about what's happening with the Warner Brothers deal. And I'm still going to tell you, and I've been saying this all along, my big lean is that Paramount's going to win this, not just because of the hostile takeover bid at 108. Whew. Guys, that's a lot of money, 108 billion. It makes Iger's purchase of Fox look reasonable, which I never thought somebody would do. But there's a reason for that. There's a massive catalog and an opportunity to be immediately invested in some spaces and put Paramount Skydance into direct competition with the other big studios. I think having that much of a catalog, having that much access to bandwidth, and having access to, effective cable channels, which there aren't very many of those left these days. I think that's why, it's preferable for us in the name of content and information for Paramount to win the deal rather than Netflix. Netflix is about destroying the existing paradigm, which means destroying Hollywood, which means destroying theaters. So, I mean, if you're all about destruction, if you're all on board with the neo-Marxism that is Netflix, hey, that's the person that you want to pick. So it's kind of like what Iger may leave the Disney company with, which is sad. Because, I mean, you have Destroyer of Worlds, Dana Walden, and you have completely clueless Josh D'Amaro. Who do you want? So it's just weird. Yeah. Anyway, we got another wonderful subscriber out there. Fire Chief just became a member or upgraded, not sure which, but either way, thank you, Fire Chief. Much appreciated. Hey, Christian Fandom Geek. It's so good to see you, my friend. I hope things are going well for you. Don't get to see you very often, but thanks for popping in today. Dearest says the obvious thing, I think. A lot of IRL streamers, as our friend Putin's cat mentioned, like Johnny Somali and others. What's that one guy's name? The goofy looking kid with the floppy hair. He's kind of a douche too. Anyway, these people kind of influencer types, whatever you want to call them, they definitely ruined it for everybody. But I like doing what I do, and I appreciate all of you out there. So let's see. I'll take a look at this, James Dosher, as far as the Discord as soon as we're done with the stream. So maybe I can fix it. Fire Chief says, I had a freebie. It was time. Well, thank you for that. So yeah. Take the freebies, guys. That's what they're there for. It's like a trial. It gets you access to the videos early. You might get you access to a video early today. I've got 4 different potentials for videos right now. So you guys are incredible. Denny Gay's out there. Good to see you, buddy. Look at all these amazing beings. I love it. Putin's cat says, I see whole families. No idea if they're really related. They live in mansions and do crazy stuff on vid, like that is normal life. Yeah, I see that too. There is a phenomenon called the family blogger streamers. I'm familiar with a few of them. It's just kind of strange. Are you talking about the one who was arrested for drugs in Florida? I mean, you could be talking about anybody. There's so many crazy people that are IRL streamers that have been arrested, like people that have like that detestable chick that was actually robbing a Target live on Twitch. I mean, fortunately, some of them are not on YouTube or whatnot. But what's that one? The one kid with the floppy hair, Donbus, Don something or another. I don't know. Not a big fan. Holy cow! My phone is blowing up. I asked a question yesterday, and I don't know if I really want the answer. I did it in one of the groups that I have with a lot of younger folks. Are you guys getting subjected to like AI slop videos that have what is supposedly an attractive lady telling you about their various virtues and, soliciting opportunities for you to get to know them? It's very strange. I'm not, I downvote all this stuff, but it's very strange. Have you guys noticed that? Have you noticed that the YouTube's pushing you towards shorts as well and other things like that? I mean, it's insane. I don't know what's going on. I really don't. Poon's cat, drugs in Florida? Yeah. If you know anything. Yeah. Can we narrow it down a bit? Oh, just live in Florida for a little while. Goodness. Look at all you great humans. I love it. Let's see. There is a Rumble rant. There absolutely is, from our wonderful friend, one of the greats that has been around forever. forever. Pinochet. Pinochet's helicopter tours for a Rumble rant of $2. And our friend, again, has been around forever. I hope Netflix takes everything. In 3 years, the communists are coming back with a vengeance anyway. Hollywood deserves to be punished for what they did anyway. Well, I think they're being punished for what they're doing. But I really don't. I don't want to wish that hard, my friend. Thank you for the Rumble rant, but it's good to see you, buddy. It's not good to see AI slop. I think I'm not the only person tired of it, though. Right? Anyway. Sergeant Giratina is in the house. Good to see you, my friend. A few other folks. I've noticed real YouTuber shorts having that blue ad link at the bottom. I wouldn't even know, dearest. So, have you guys noticed that I don't do shorts? I mean, I did for a period of time back when they were supposed to help grow your channel, which was all baloney sausage. And none of these have ever helped me. You know, they want me to use a lot of AI garbage, and they want me to promote a bunch of trash. They certainly want to take money from me, and they want me to promote my stuff. So it's a little frustrating. Chef Eddie says YouTube's been subjecting me to shorts. Yeah. Apparently, Fire Chief has had the same experience with the funneling of fake chicks soliciting their goods. Not a fan. Yeah, it's very annoying. And thank you, Ms. Pit Cafe, for getting me over to Pinochet's Rumble rant. Commander Ed Straker of Shadow says Instagram, 85% of its content is wall to wall with fake AI bimbos. Please narrow it down. Yeah, it's like Florida and drugs, same problem. Yeah, it's very strange. Yeah, they are making a lot of fake vids. And that's the problem with AI. AI is not always correct. Suggestions made by AI are not always correct. In fact, oftentimes they are made up baloney sausage. It's not good for creators to just take AI stuff and do that. It's really annoying. But that's what they're doing. So you're seeing things like electricity, yeah, and the fake garbage with that. And many YouTube videos claim they have a new generator that is complete, free energy generators and stuff. Yeah, it's just like this defies reason, violating all kinds of laws. Anyway, Pinochet's helicopter tour for another $2 says no one is forcing consumers to watch AI content. Yep. I know you aren't accusing the audience of being too stupid to notice and choose for themselves. No, what the AI, what's happening is the AI that operates YouTube is funneling with preferential treatment a lot of the AI slop into people's feeds. And directing people away from actual creators, especially problematic ones. It's interesting. I never considered myself problematic, but I promise you, YouTube does. So, Raid Specialist says YouTube is definitely. Yeah, they told us they were pushing shorts. The view count on regular videos dropped dramatically while shorts increased tenfold. Yeah. And again, that's why, I'm on the weekdays, I'm dropping a video. I'm doing it early for members the night before, and everybody else gets a chance at the video the next morning early. So sharing the videos, sharing the streams, sharing any of my content is very much appreciated. and any of the creators that you enjoy, because it's really the only way that the creators that you enjoy will survive. A lot of people like me use this as retirement income. Absent that, maybe I'll go be a greeter at Walmart for as long as that's a job. But I'd rather not. I'd rather just hang out with you guys, do this for a living. Man, I am just getting bombed. Hawthorne, California is calling me right now. Not sure who in Hawthorne would be calling me. Some relatives, but anyway, there's that. Culture doesn't do shorts. He goes commando. No, actually, I like cargo shorts, to be fair. Oftentimes, if you see me in public, especially in Vegas or Florida or someplace that's almost always warm, I'll be wearing cargo shorts. So if it's a fancy event or an evening event, likely I'm wearing linen pants. So. You guys are Jack Doherty. That's the kid's name. Was one I was thinking about. An annoying little poop, by the sounds of it. Yeah, at odds with a chick that he married because she was an OF lady. Again, that's the kind of garbage that's being peddled to people every day. So Pinochet drops another dollar over there saying lost Hollywood actors who wagged their fingers at consumers fall to the AI for all I care. I think they are. I think they are Pinochet. And that's okay. Yeah, Putin's cat, this is the kind of stuff that frustrates me. And again, this is what the AI algorithm is feeding you, is complete garbage videos, AI slop that's misleading and just trash. Davina's like, I suspect AI is writing on Wikipedia too now. Yeah, I guarantee it. And that's why I Grokpedia. I'm looking at other sources of information, and then I will go and even research that further. I'm never going to ever trust one source ever again. I got to go look things up. I spent time, for example, the Doomsday video I made. I used as a base the Cosmic Book News article, but I did a ton of research in other places to grab imagery and a bunch of other elements of that story to kind of cross-reference to make sure that this is the kind of thing that's actually happening. So I'm not sure how many creators go out and do that. I know that perhaps it's because, I every once in a while I'll write something for that park place. I used to write the occasional thing for Bounding, but if I'm going to write something, I want it to be factually accurate with not a lot of holes in it. So, and if I'm reporting on a rumor, doubly so. You gotta get rumors down to the person who is making the claim and whether or not they have a positive reputation or not. Again, all comes down to what you're reporting. Hey, our friend Carlos Alfredo Lopez is just passing by to say hi. We'll have to watch on the replay. Well, if you do, hashtag replay gang down in the comments section below. We live in a fuzzy world. That's true. I'm pretty fuzzy. But, light focus also makes things fuzzy. You guys are on fire. Old McCulture had a farm. It's true. All right, so 7 minutes from now, generators, copper coils, and magnet moving perpendicular. Many vids are not doing that at all. It's sad. Yeah, I'm getting wrecked. So the fact that you guys support me and this kind of a format with live streams and stuff is so appreciated. I can't even begin to tell you. So, we've got Ms. Pick Cafe sending a friend request to Georgia Peach on Discord. And then Ms. Pick Cafe can send you a direct link to the Discord server. So there you go. All right. On that note, we got to get out of here. We got to bounce out. We got to get elsewhere. We got to do stuff and things. And like I said, I have 3 or 4 subjects I could do videos on. So keep an eye out for this afternoon or early this evening for a video that I will drop early. On that note, you guys are the best. It's been an incredibly generous stream, which I appreciate. And we are still on pursuit of the goal of 1,000 members, a whole crowd of Culturians. Let's try to aim for. Let's see if we can make it so that we have to build a second boat. On that note, be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others. And until next time, let's have Wilton try to miss the dumpster this time. Let's see what happens.
Why, hello there, random citizen.
Oh, hey there, little buddy. How's it going?
Have you subscribed to CultureCasino yet?
Well, no.
Friggin' A.
Oh!
These guys, I tell ya.
Oh!
Dang it, I missed. Why won't these guys just subscribe already?
That hurt.